Shelley Fabares finally confesses the truth about Annette Funicello at age 81. Michelle Annette Fabares was the real name of Shelley Fabares. In Santa Monica, California, on January 19, 1944. Shelley Fabares has been in the entertainment business since she was a child. Her mother raised her after her parents split up, which gave her a very important family bond. Annette Fabares, a big star on Broadway, in movies and on TV, was her aunt. Being close to show business gave Shelley a chance to see professional performances early on, but it didn't ensure success. As a child, Fabares started modeling and being in commercials. She learned discipline and composure far before most of her friends. Her inherent warmth, expressive eyes, and low-key emotional intelligence made her a great fit for TV, which was quickly becoming America's most popular form of entertainment in the late 1950s. In 1958, Shelley Fabares got the role that would define her career, Mary Stone, the daughter of Donna Reed's character on The Donna Reed Show. Fabares grew up on camera over the course of 6 seasons. She went from being a bright, sometimes naive youngster, to a thoughtful young woman dealing with the emotional ups and downs of being a teenager and young adult. Fabares was different from many other young TV actors of the time because she was emotionally believable. Her performances were real, grounded, and approachable, so people could recognize their own daughters or themselves in her challenges and victories. She was more than just America's daughter. She was a reflection of the teenage culture of the time, changing as the country did. Shelley Fabares had a surprise and important second career as a pop singer while still being on The Donna Reed Show. She released Johnny Angel in 1962. It was a sweet, longing ballad that showed how emotionally vulnerable youthful crushes can be. The song became a huge smash, hitting #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and making her a real adolescent idol. Fabares' song stood out from the novelty records of TV stars because it was honest. Her voice was soft and emotionally open, not technically flashy, which was suitable for the romantic tastes of the time. She went on to make additional hit songs, such Johnny Loves Me and Johnny Get Angry, which showed that she was getting better as a singer and had more range. She later quit music, but her short recording career is still an essential part of early 1960s pop history since it shows how popular crossover music was at the time. As the 1960s went on, Shelley Fabares had to deal with the same problem that many former child and teen stars did, changing her image. She faced this challenge with intelligence and self-control, and over time she took on increasingly mature and emotionally complicated parts. Working with Elvis Presley was one of the most important turning points in her career. In Girl Happy 1965, Spin Out 1966, and Clambake 1967, Fabares played opposite Presley. Fabares was one of Presley's many leading women. She stood out for her acting skills and down-to-earth attitude, which added humor, warmth, and realism to roles that could have been shallow. These movies brought in more fans and showed that she could stand up to one of the biggest actors in the world. Later on in her career, Shelley Fabares became a dramatic actress on TV, which was probably the most praised part of her career. Her recurring portrayal as Christine Armstrong Fox, the wife of Detective Dan August Burt Reynolds, was a big change. From her innocent past, she got 2 Emmy Award nominations for her performance, which showed how serious and deep she was as a performer. In 1989, Shelley Fabares got the part of Christine Armstrong Fox on the ABC sitcom Coach. This would turn out to be one of the most important parts of her subsequent career. Fabares saw the chance right away. At a time when TV was still trying to make room for complicated, career-driven women, she knew what to do. Here was a smart, funny, and well-written show, she subsequently said. And the people in charge wanted me to play a highly successful, driven woman in it. For Fabares, who had spent decades going from a beloved child star to a renowned adult actor, the role seemed both timely and very rewarding. Christine Fox was clever, self-assured, emotionally stable, and good at her job. A woman who was much more than just a romantic interest for the main character. Instead, she was an equal collaborator who brought humor, warmth, and calm authority to the show. Coach didn't start off well, but things changed a lot when ABC shifted it to air after the very popular Roseanne. The show found its audience and quickly became one of the network's most dependable hits after that strategy change. People watched week after week not only for the sports-themed comedy, but also for the real chemistry between Fabares and Craig T. Nelson. The show did well enough to last for 8 seasons. Till 1997. This helped Fabares become known as a television staple who could host a long-running show with grace and regularity. Soon after, people started to notice how good it was. Fabares got 2 Primetime Emmy Award nominations for her work on Coach. This shows that she can add depth and emotional intelligence to a sitcom style. The Young Artist Foundation gave her the Lifetime Achievement Award for former child stars in 1994. This was a very unique accolade for her. The award honored not just her role as Christine Fox, but also her long-lasting legacy as Mary Stone on The Donna Reed Show. It recognized a career that had effectively crossed generations and decades of television. Even though she was committed to coaching, Fabares kept adding to her portfolio with a continuous stream of TV movies and special appearances. She worked on projects like Love or Money 1990, Deadly Relations 1993, The Great Mom Swap 1995, and A Nightmare Come True 1997 while the show was on the air, showing off her range in roles that were sometimes darker or more dramatic than the ones she played on her weekly sitcom. These performances showed how flexible she was and how determined she was to keep pushing herself beyond the comfort of a big show. When training ended in 1997, Fab smoothly moved into voice acting as Martha Kent in the animated series Superman. Her soft, soothing voice gave the character more dimension, and both longtime admirers and a new generation of viewers loved her for it. She would eventually play the same character in Justice League and again in the direct-to-video movie Superman. Brainiac Attacks 2006, which made her even more famous in the Superman world. Faber has also been performing in TV movies, such Playing to Win in 1998, while slowly moving her concentration to leadership behind the scenes. She worked as a producer for the Screen Actors Guild Awards from 2004 to 2011. This was a very important job that showed how much respect she had in the industry. In this role, she helped celebrate other actors and design one of Hollywood's most important events for celebrating performance, showing that her power went well beyond the screen. As she got older, Shelley Fabares slowly stopped acting and put her health and family first. Even though she stepped back from the public eye, she still had a lot of power. She was a special kind of Hollywood success, a career that lasts a lifetime. Not based on scandal or controversy, but on professionalism, emotional intelligence, and quiet strength. In 1964, when she was at the height of her reputation as a young person and her career was moving beyond being a teen idol, Shelley Fabares married Lou Adler, a record producer who was one of the most important people in the music business at the time. Their marriage put her right in the middle of Hollywood and the quickly changing sound of popular music in the 1960s. The marriage had a lot of potential at first, but the stress of busy jobs and living in the public eye slowly wore them down. 2 years later, in 1966, the couple broke up, but their legal ties didn't officially end until 1980, which took a long time because their relationship was complicated by celebrity, ambition, and personal growth. Fabares came out of her marriage with more emotional depth, which would later make her acting and personal life better. Years later, real and true love came. In 1984, Fabares married actor Mike Farrell, who was well known for his work on screen, especially on MASH, as well as for being honest, smart, and caring about others. People have long seen of their marriage as one of Hollywood's quiet success stories. It has lasted, been supportive, and been free of scandal. They created a connection based on respect, common ideals, and deep love. This shows that lasting love is not only feasible in the entertainment industry, but also very rewarding. In October 2000, Fabares' strength was put to the test in a much more serious way when she had a health crisis that may have killed her. She was diagnosed with autoimmune hepatitis, a rare and serious disease in which the body attacks its own liver. She had a liver transplant that saved her life. The ordeal was hard on both the body and the mind, but she faced it with the same bravery and grace that had made her career last for decades. With the help of Frel and her family, Fabares came out of the experience with a new sense of gratitude and perspective, becoming a strong example of bravery and determination. Her story of survival added a deeply human chapter to her public image. She went from being a beloved actress to an inspiration adored not only for her talent but also for her incredible resolve to survive. Shelley Fabares, who is 81 years old, speaks with the quiet authority of someone who has lived a long life, loved passionately, and outlasted a time when youth held so much hope. When she eventually talks about Annette Funicello, it's not to get attention or bring up memories for the purpose of it. It's to commemorate a friendship that was formed during the golden age of American television. A friendship built on celebrity, weakness, and deep regard for each other. Fabares explains softly that people always think they know Annette because they see her smile. But they didn't know how strong she was. When both women were young, Hollywood wanted young actors to be happy, obedient, and thankful all the time. Annette Funicello, who was America's love on the Mickey Mouse Club, was a national emblem of innocence. Shelley Fabares, who became famous as Elvis Presley's love interest in Girl Happy and as Mary Stone on the Donna Reed Show, knew all about pressure. We were getting older in front of everyone. Fabares says there wasn't enough space to be human. Annette sensed that more than anyone else. Funicello had a hard time with expectations that didn't let her be who she really was. Fabares remembers that she was smart, humorous, and sharper than most people thought. But Hollywood wanted her to stay the same age, as if getting older was a betrayal. Fabares says that seeing Annette deal with that paradox had a lasting effect on her. It taught me how harsh fame can be when it loves a picture more than a person. As Annette's health got worse because of multiple sclerosis, the unfairness of the system became further evident. Fabares recalls that what shattered her heart was how quietly she put up with it. She didn't want anyone to feel sorry for her. She craved respect. Funicello decided to tell the world about her disease in 1992 in the hopes of raising awareness and helping others. Fabares remembers that occasion well. That took a lot of guts. She was afraid, but she was set on her goal. During those years, the two women talked a lot, discussing anxieties that only someone from the same world could really comprehend. Fab continues. Annette once told me, "I don't want to be remembered for what I lost, but for what I gave." Her voice gets softer. That's who she was. She thought of others even while she was in pain. Fabares doesn't agree that Funicello's last years were only sad. She says there was sadness, but there was also a lot of love. Her family, her faith, and her strength. That's the truth. She stops for a moment before saying, "She taught me that strength doesn't always roar. It says, I'm still here, sometimes." Fabares now thinks about survival, friendship, and truth decades after they became famous. She says that people ask her why she's talking now.